There is now going to be a move before Congress to censure him for his comments about places like Haiti, Nigeria, Africa being S-hole countries. And so people projected onto his international hotel down the street from the White House, not a D.C. resident, need a place to stay, try our S-hole, but they spelled out the word, just as Donald Trump did in his meeting with Congress members.
And, you know, this incident, this racist comment by Donald is revealing because you see people lying and denying about this. Senator Tom Cotton, a former military officer who holds himself out as a paragon of virtue, has said, he doesn't remember hearing this, but we now know that he told his staff that it was S-house instead of S-hole. I'm sorry, in the military, that's called conduct unbecoming an officer and lying and denying, both offenses that can get you thrown out with a dishonorable discharge. Shame on that senator and everyone else who is lying and denying for Trump. Be honest about who he is. If you support him, then be honest about what he says.
Well, let's go to some of the people who have denied that Trump made this comment, among them his son. You talked about this earlier. Eric Trump denied that his father used the phrase S-hole, telling Fox and Friends that he couldn't possibly be racist because he only sees one color, green.
My father sees one color, green. That's all he cares about. He cares about the economy. Right? He does not see race. He's the least racist person I've ever met in my entire life. It's total nonsense.
In separate interviews, Republican Senators David Perdue and Tom Cotton both flatly denied that Trump used the term. This is Senator Perdue speaking to ABC, followed by Face the Nation host John Dickerson questioning Senator Cotton.
I'm telling you he did not use that word, George, and I'm telling you it's a gross misrepresentation. How many times do you want me to say that?
Senator, your view on this, the use of this word.
Yeah, John, I didn't hear that word either. I certainly didn't hear what Senator Durbin has said repeatedly. Senator Durbin has a history of misrepresenting what happens in White House meetings, though, so perhaps we shouldn't be surprised by that. Here's what I did hear, and here's the point.
Just sorry to interrupt. You didn't hear the word, or it was not said, because Senator Graham also told Senator Scott, your Republican colleague, that this is what happened. Senator Flake was in a subsequent meeting right afterwards where he was told by people in the meeting this happened. So just to button that up, you're saying it did not happen, or you just don't recall?
I didn't hear it, and I was sitting no further away from Donald Trump than Dick Durbin was, and I know what Dick Durbin has said about the president's repeated statements is incorrect.
So there we heard Trump's son, Eric Trump, and then Republican Senators Cotton and Perdue. So could you respond to that, and also what you think that says about the extent to which Republicans are rallying around Trump?
Well, you're totally money-focused, which Donald is, doesn't exclude being a racist. I mean, that's just ridiculous. And Donald himself has, described all black people in America as living in ghettos and being poor, not having an education. When he said that, I thought about my next-door neighbor, a millionaire owner of 2 factories who's black. So those things are not. Donald is the most racist person we've ever had in the White House, at least in the last 100 years. But there's something Cotton just said that's very important there. Cotton, you notice, did essentially what Bill Clinton did when he was said, famously, it depends on what your definition of is about did he have sex with Monica Lewinsky. He said, I didn't hear that word. And we know that what he told his staff was instead of S-hole, he said S-house. Really? That's the thread. This is, if you think what Bill Clinton did was wrong, and I do, what Tom Cotton is doing is just as bad. And this is a man who wants to be president of the United States. He's lying, he's denying, he's engaging in conduct unbecoming of a member of Congress or a military officer.
We're going to break and then come back to our discussion on what has happened to the agencies that protect the land, the water, the air, the workers of this country. Stay with us.